YouTube. What is going on? Pre-workout's going in. I'm just about to head off to the gym and train push. It's 8:30. Got up at my usual time of 6:30. Did some reading, edited a reel that's got to go out today. When I get back from the gym, I'm going to head off to the supermarket, come back, start work. And then we need to talk about the news. The news that I broke the other day. Closing down my business. And we need to talk about it. But first I need to go to the gym.
Calling out your name.
I am back and about to dive into the group coaching setups. So we're getting started on Monday, February 2nd. So I've got everyone's data trackers, training plans to get set up and ready. We've got a live call this Sunday as well where I'll go through everything with everyone. And then they are all ready to kick off for 8 weeks of working with me, getting themselves an incredible result for a fraction of the price of normal one-to-one coaching. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous before the launch for group coaching, which, by the way, when this video goes out, there will still be the opportunity to buy a space, but you'll have less than 48 hours. So if you're interested, give it a read down below because you have not got much time. The first one went really well. Like, I was happy with how many people I managed to get involved. I sold the first 3 spaces in 60 seconds, which was mind-blowing. And this time, the little voice in the back of my mind was just like, it's not gonna happen for you again. Like, I was panicking. And I beat the record. I did the first 4 spaces in 60 seconds. So pretty happy with that. And all of that takes me very nicely into why I'm shutting down my other business. Let's get to it. Closing down a business and officially being a full-time online coach. Now, the truth is, for the past year, I have basically been a full-time online coach, minus the fact that I was still doing about 4 to 5 hours a week with my remaining in-person PT clients, which I had through a separate business, which was just a local personal training business that I was running. I had my own studio, and with how much the online coaching grew last year, naturally clients would come to an end in the studio with me, and I just didn't bother replacing their slot with anyone else. And it was just over time freeing up more and more time and space for me to focus on self-made coaching, my online coaching business. And I'm now at this crossroads where this has been something that I've been thinking about for a very long time, but I feel ready to close down that other business. Those few remaining clients I'll no longer be working with, and I'm able to free up a 5th day to work on this business. Because the reality is, for the past year, I've been full-time online coaching on 4 days a week, plus the weekend, which I've had to, use hours of. At times, it's been really, really brutal, especially last year when I did the group coaching, because I do all of my in-person clients on a Monday, and Monday was then also the only day of the week that I was able to do my group coaching check-ins. So last year, for all those months that I was running that first intake of group coaching, on a Monday I would get up at 6:30 and I would still be sat at my desk at like 10 p.m. at night. Like, it was pretty brutal, and it's obviously a decision that I've been working towards and coming to for a while. And with having my hysterectomy on the way at some point, hopefully over the next 2-3 months, what I don't want is to be putting myself under lots and lots of pressure to get back to in-person PTing. Like, if I'm being sensible, I shouldn't be doing any kind of physical activity, lifting of any kind for like 4 to 6 weeks post-surgery, as long as everything goes well. I just know that if I don't do this now and leave now, and I'm still kind of trying to go back after surgery, I'll just go back way too soon and probably do myself some damage. So now feels like the right time. I will be winding down. I've got 4 more weeks left, and then I sell everything, so the lease will be gone of the place that I rent. I'll be selling the equipment, and then I've got a 5th day back to work on self-made coaching. And that's a pretty cool feeling. So at first what it means is that I'll have an entire Monday to use for group coaching check-ins. Obviously group coaching isn't something that I do permanently. There's a couple of intakes that I do each year. If you're not taking part in this one, which you should do, but if you're not, the next one will be September, although the sale will be in August for the spaces. So once the group coaching is over, it means that I've then got an extra day for creating content, which is a huge part of my job. I spend more time making content than I do actually coaching, and that's the reality of being an online coach. Education, at the minute I'm trying to cram in education where I can, and it's hard because when you're tired, you're not really taking on board what you're reading anyway. So it'd be nice to get more education time, and then just the general admin stuff that comes with running a business. It's just gonna free up so much of my time. And the reality is right now, with the number of clients that I've got in the studio, once I take away my overheads from that business, I'm making around about £160 a month. And it's taking up about 20 hours. So it's 20 hours of work per month for £160. It's just not worth it anymore, and it's been a hard decision because I would not be where I am right now, and I wouldn't be the coach that I am right now if it wasn't for the experience that I got working in person and just some of the incredible journeys that I was able to go on, and the relationships that I made. So it's not been easy at all, and it's taken, like, I've reflected a lot. And I wrote a post about it the other day, like, you'll never be a good online coach if you don't work with people in person. It's a crucial part of developing as an online coach to get that experience, and I don't regret any of it, and I'm gonna miss big parts of that job a lot, but this is the next step for me. So 4 more weeks to go, sell the equipment, and then it's official. I will be 5 days, plus there's always something to do at the weekends, online coach, which younger Sam, I don't think ever really thought he would say. So that's pretty wild. Time for dinner. Very rarely do I do like meal prep. It just so happens that I made some curry the other day, and it was literally a case of just throwing a jar of curry onto the pan with like a load of veg. So I ended up putting some in the fridge and some in the freezer. So I'm gonna have some of that. Even though I don't like meal prep in the traditional sense of having like Tupperware containers full of a few days worth of food, I plan out my food every week. So for me, a shopping day is Wednesday. So I'll spend 10-15 minutes getting my phone out, writing down every day what food I'm gonna have. And then from that, I can make a food, like a shopping list. But alongside of that, I'm looking at my diary, so I need to know, okay, do I even need food in the house for that day? Or am I gonna be needing to take something out with me? Trust me, no one who has lost a lot of weight, got into serious shape, or built like a considerable amount of muscle has ever like gone into the kitchen and been like, I don't know what I'm having for lunch today. The clients that I work with that plan out their food, that's one of the biggest parts of getting a result, is the planning. That doesn't mean that you have to have stacks of Tupperware in the fridge, because I don't. But it does mean that you need to be going for one big food shop a week and planning out your meals so you know exactly what you're gonna have. Mostly because that's actually just called being an adult. And the thing is as well, I think one thing that people massively get wrong is that it needs to be complex recipes that you're making. Like the majority of the stuff that I make is so basic, and that's one of the reasons why I don't need to meal prep it, because it will just be some rice with maybe some Mediterranean veg and a bit of chicken, or some pasta with some meatballs and some pasta sauce with like veg, like so simple. I think a big problem has been Instagram with reels, where you need to be making like keto brownies, and the one at the minute where people are putting biscuits into yogurt and calling it cheesecake. Like, if you've got 100 recipe reels saved and you're still walking into the kitchen going, I don't know what I'm having for my dinner, that's a problem. Am I saying never cook really nice fancy meals? No, obviously not. But if you want to stick to a diet for the long run, you've got to keep things simple 95% of the time. So literally all I've got here is some rice. Wait, we'll try that again. So rice, and then I just took a jar of korma sauce and put in some chickpeas, sweet potato, green beans, and mushrooms. Oh, and also some spinach. So that's actually a good one if you're struggling to get in lots of veg. Like, literally just whack a bunch into a curry sauce or some pasta sauce. Job done. And then I've also got some chicken in the oven. So to give you an insight into how basic these meals are that I'm talking about, right? So today I've had scrambled eggs on toast with some spinach and mushrooms on the side, and then obviously I've got this curry now. Other things that I've got on here are, to be fair, this is a recipe, but it's like a super simple one that I saw. It's like bacon and egg naan. So fry up some bacon, fry up an egg with some chili jam, put it on a naan. Pasta, meatballs and salad, chicken sausage sandwich, jacket potato, cottage cheese and salad. All like super basic stuff, but it keeps it simple. It's super easy to track, and it does taste good. So 2026, if you're trying to lose weight, get into decent shape, or build a serious amount of muscle, keep it simple. The more simple, the better. And unsave those reels on Instagram where it's like a 27 ingredient recipe of things you've never even heard of that has you in the kitchen for like 3 hours. Like, it's no wonder you're overwhelmed and struggling to stick to the plan. By the time you all next see me, the starter pack will be closed. The doors will be closed. I cannot take on any more clients for it. It will be one-to-one coaching, or it will be nothing until the next group coaching starts in September. So you've got ages away until then. Doors close Saturday 31st of January at 10 a.m. GMT. So you've got to bought a space by then. All right, I will see you all in the next one.